Action.
So we always want to be involved in different activities, but we don't know where to start from or how to be involved or why we should be involved in them. Think about that in the run of the interview, and I believe we shall have answers to all those questions. So welcome to today. Today we have a different person with us to tell us something new. But before we go into that, a shout out to White House in Kabale for sponsoring this. Remember, if you need any food or a nice room or you have a meeting, visit White House in Kabale, and they have the best services related to hospitality. Located in Makanga along the Gwamafa Road. And if you have any events to attend and you need to look smart, you want to look like the person, don't forget to visit Derrick Collections. Located at the Mercy Complex along Kabale Soro Road. They have the best of clothes in this world that you would want to wear from all types of brands. And then if you have an event and you need a nice cameraman for an indoor or outdoor event, Mark Shots has it all together for you. Located next to Miami, they have the best services related to videography and photography. So today we have a special guest who is here to share with us, talk to us, so that we can learn from him. So welcome to today.
Thank you very much. And I'm very happy to be part of this show. My name is Arinitwe Sam, and Samuel only I normally carry it short because for political reasons, you know, Sam is can be said easily, so that's the tactical way of shortening it. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about yourself. Who is Sam?
I will say Sam is. I'll talk about Sam in threefold. One, Sam is born of Kabale. I was born here in Kabale, at around Eso actually, to be exact, at the mosque. But we are staying opposite where the mosque is. And then I was raised in Bugonji. I went to Kabale Primary and Makanga Primary. And I also went to Bara High School and Buchinda, then later did a diploma in music, dance and drama, and I'm actually now a student at Bishop Aram University. So I've been a youth leader. I was a district youth chairman from 2011 to 2015, and then became the division chairman from 2016 to 2021, and then from 2021 to date. So I've partly been in the youth politics, both in the NRM Youth League and the National Youth Council structures, and then also joining this adult suffrage leadership.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you being a leader, that's what really gets it, and being in youth leadership. So our main issue today is to talk about youth involvement in society activities. So we start with youth involvement. What do you believe is that one thing that as the youth we have voices, but if we were to be more involved would actually bring us back and would be heard?
Yeah, one of the things that I can ably tell the young people is that from the time I was a youth leader, I was in youth politics, I was a youth, there was always a challenge that youth were less engaged. I can ably say the youth were less involved. And when you would look into government setting, you would realize that there are so many activities that government put in place to engage in the young people. But when you talk to the young people, they will tell you, they don't call us. They would tell you, we are not involved. And then you would talk to these officers handling these projects, and they will tell you, the youth don't come. So now the question is, who should do what? Okay. At the end of the day, you're an officer of government. You're hired to reach out and serve the young people. But why is it that you're not engaging the young people? So people tend to make these offices dormant. Then the young people themselves, they tend to wait to be called so that they can get into the system. So if I was to go back and be a youth, I would encourage and I would tell my young fellow youth to ensure that no one is going to get you out from where you are. You must present yourself.
Okay.
So the young people out there need to know that you don't have to stay where you are. You have to look out for opportunities. We have the Teens magazine, which normally organizes these contests.
Yeah.
How many young people are involved? Some people will think when you go out into these engagements, maybe you're bad. You're bad-mannered.
Yeah.
But this is not the case. So every engagement, every activity you go into elevates you from one level to another level.
Okay.
I want to assure you that I am where I am because I managed to join the youth politics. If I had not joined the youth politics, I would certainly say there are so many things that I will have not came to know. There are things, there are benefits I will have missed out. Okay. So participation. In your church, are you participating? In your community, are you participating? In your society, are you participating? So participation is something that each and every one of us needs to know, that if I am a teen, I need to participate. If I am a youth, I need to participate. If I am an adult, I need to participate in things that bring the adults together. Okay. So participation is very fundamental. And if we want to change the mindset of the young people, is to know that everyone has a role to play. You may not go into sports because you're not a sportsman. You're not talented to play football. Maybe you're talented to play basketball. If you cannot play basketball, maybe you can do tennis. If you can't do tennis, maybe you can do netball. If you can't do netball, maybe you can do volleyball. Okay. Kabale used to be a great place of great runners, but now we only hear about the Sebei sub-region, the Kapchorwa and Queen, those are Kapchorwa districts. So it's high time we encourage our young people to come up and know that we can as well participate in different things. Right. If there are beauty contests, go there. Okay. I want to assure you, and you yourself, you know, that anybody who has ever participated in a context, maybe Kigezi Teens, maybe Mr. and Miss Kigezi Teens, maybe Miss Tourism and other, maybe Miss Uganda, it's a bit hard, but why not? Miss Uganda comes from here. Yeah. So our young girls should also know that it is possible. So to me, I believe the young people need to be at the center stage of participating in each and every activity that can empower and change their lives.
Right. So currently, the activities that we should be engaged in are those that we underlook, and at times those that we should engage in, we do not know about them. So how best do you believe that it can be looked at as a person? The activities are supposed to take part in, we do not look at them.
Maybe something I did not talk about is that I used to sing, and I do still sing. I'm actually working on an album, and this time it's a gospel album that I really want to release. So everything that can put money on the table,
okay,
it is worth being in it. For example, we are taking this. We are talking, but we have the gentlemen who are behind the cameras.
Yeah.
That's work. You get?
Yeah.
So some people may think that you have to go to school, go and look for a white collar job.
Yeah.
You want to work in a bank, you want to when I was growing up, I used to think that I wanted to always be a banker, because at a young age, I used to think that all the money that people take into the bank, it is for the one who is receiving it. Until I came to know that the story is different. Yeah. So we can use our skills. Yes, you can be a banker, but what other side skill are you using?
Okay.
Number two, we talk about scarcity of jobs. We have high levels of unemployment.
Okay.
But do we think that all the things that God gave us, we can only fight for the existing jobs? No, we can create jobs. For example, I've been talking about what has slightly made Kabale stunted in terms of development, in terms of growth from one level to another. It is slightly, we don't do much in terms of attracting many people into our communities.
That's true.
So if we don't have coffee, and we don't have bananas, and we don't have a lot of milk, what can we do? We are gifted in the tourism side. We have a Lake Bunyonyi, we are a gateway to the mountain gorillas in Mugahinga and Bwindi.
Yeah.
So in Kabale, it means art is something that we must invest in. For example, before people come from Kigali, come from Kampala, before going to Bwindi, what else are we doing to keep them here so that they can spend money here?
Yeah.
So are we only going to look at the nightclub? Can't we do comedy and people know that Kabale has a comedy show that can attract people? Because people are stressed. Everyone is stressed at their workplace.
Yeah.
They want to go out and get where they can sit and laugh and really refresh a bit. So art is something that we are not investing in. Number two, if we are saying that Kabale is a tourism area, so what other things are we looking at? Are we looking at sports? Are we promoting our sports? Kabale is some place where you organize a football match and people don't want to come.
Yeah.
And the football will never grow without our people watching these games.
Yeah.
And if you say 1,000, pay 1,000 to enter, they will not. But you go into other places, if there is a community game, people come in big numbers. And when we were growing up, unfortunately, many people used to go to the stadiums. You'd hear Bugonji playing Central playing Mwanjari, and these places, and all the people in Bugonji would come and watch. But now we've been overtaken by the European football, we've been overtaken by other things. So we have failed to get back we have failed to engage as community, as our people within our communities. So there are so many things the young people need to take center stage and take lead in it. Because if the young people, for example, I've attended a number of occasions or functions for the Kigezi Teens magazine. When you see the way the young people come,
yeah,
it tells you they want to associate themselves with what is happening.
Yeah.
So, but how can we make it more productive? And how can we make it? How can we support the organizers and those who are helping us to do this? So, the hotels, the people in the hotels, the people in businesses, they need to know that when these events are happening, it's not for the organizers themselves. It also contributes to those who are in business. In one way or the other, if you can have let's say, for example, you have, now that we no longer have motor rallies, you wouldn't find an empty hotel. Even people would turn their homes into hotels. So we need to put Kabale on that level. We need to say, the young people, there are many opportunities. I would believe you would hardly find food. So those ones who are flying chapatis and roasting meat on the roadside, they would be working. So Kabale, for it to grow, the young people must take lead in ensuring they are contributing. They need to use technology to think. They need to use AI to create things that are going to make them earn and also contribute to the growth of our area.
Yeah. So the growth of our area, you've talked about money, and currently when it's participation, everyone thinks about money. But then on the smaller level, people have refused to participate in things that are supposed to benefit them because of the mindset of it does not affect me. Take, for example, when there is a cleanup event in town, if you're to notice the number of people that attend it will be the old people, because they're seeing that their community is the one that's at stake. So how exactly do you believe that would be something that people can start attending, giving the benefits that it gives to everyone that attends it?
You see, I think we need, as leaders, together as the young people who are in community mobilization and who have engaged in different platforms. For example, we can talk about Mr. and Miss Teen and all the participants, the organizers. We can also talk about the sportsmen. So we can look at all platforms and bring them together and have a number of talks to our young people, because it is very true that especially the young people want to emulate, want to look like superstars.
Yeah.
They want to look like, I'll talk about music. I used to do music, but you would see, and I had some young people here who were also talented and who wanted to really prosper in music. But the problem that affects most of our sportsmen and our musicians and young people in art, when they do one song like this, they want to behave like the Baby Cools, they want to behave like those who have made it in life.
Yeah.
No. Talent grows. And the people you know contribute to your growth. For example, by the fact that we've done this interview, when we meet the next day, I will not deal with you like how we were before.
Yeah.
Now I'll be knowing, I've met this young man. He once hosted me on this show. So this show is going to build our relationship.
Yeah.
So participation in every activity that comes, be town cleaning, be environmental conservation programs, be sports activities, pageant, all these platforms lift us from one level to another level.
Yeah.
It is the same thing I once said, that I had told you, that my participation in the youth politics practically changed me from how I were and how I am now. So our young people out there, they need to understand that you don't need to first have a lot of money to contribute to the society.
Okay.
We have a duty as young people. For example, if we are all to die because of age, I will die first.
Yeah.
But that's not how life is.
Yeah.
Anybody can die at their given time. So, but assuming that we were to die because of age, this is something I normally use to tell the young people. Assuming we are to die because of age, we must know that between me and you, or I can use an example of my son.
Yeah.
My son needs a better world in terms of environmental conservation, because I want to tell you that when I was still young, Kabale was very, very cold. Every morning when we were going to school, we would find fog on our hair. So, but now it is totally different.
Yeah.
So it means the world is drying up. So our people need to know that, the young people especially, need to know that when it comes to environmental conservation, the protection of our ecosystems, the young people need to take lead for their own good. We are having cancer, we are having a lot of funny diseases, but I want to assure you that because of the food we eat, because of the environment that we live in, we are struggling. We are struggling to get oxygen, so we are competing for it. So we must know that the more we dry up our wetlands, the more we cut our vegetation cover, the more we frustrate our our rivers, our water sources, the more we affect ourselves. So the young people, they don't need to be there. If there is a campaign of cleaning the town, let's fight Kavera. Let's fight plastic bottles. So our people need to know that we have a duty. We have a duty as young people to be at the forefront of each and every activity.
Yeah, so you've talked about duty, but now I want you to break it down. What is the responsibility of a young person in the society? What is my responsibility in the society in anything that happens?
We all understand that if I'm told to run with you, I don't think I can cover a bigger stretch than you. You will practically be ahead of me. So being young, it is an opportunity of having strength. So the responsibility of young people is to contribute. Number one, using your energy. Number two, young people are creative. Number three, young people are dynamic. Right? So it is very important for young people to be at the center, at the forefront of each and every activity. For example, there is what we call the hard work. You have a party at home. Do you think your parents are going to do the cleaning? No. They will not. Certainly they will not. So as the young people, for you, you can do the cleaning, you can do the arrangement, you can go ferry things, you can bring things here and there. And also because for you have time to be on the internet, to know how the world is growing. But the old people will not. So the young people should be our face when it comes to growth, when it comes to growing our community. So I believe the young people have what it takes to transform and change our community.
All right. So now currently there are main issues that I want you to talk about. So firstly, how can teens actively participate in the fight against climate change?
You see, I will relate to what you first talked about, that the young people want to productively get money in return in everything they are doing. They want to get money. And this is the cancer that is affecting the growth of young people. Every young person wants a phone. Working or not working, they want a phone. A phone comes with a number of things. Data, airtime. All these things require money. So the young people are satisfied with just small things like airtime and data. So once they have that, they are satisfied. Number two, and this is a twofold. Those who work and get money, some little money, they feel satisfied. They say, since I have this, I don't really need to work. I'll just sit home. Since I have data, I'm okay. So I want to tell our young people that for all the successful people who have got money, they have not waited to be old to start working. One writer said the best time to plant a tree is 20 years back. So in my own right, I can look back within my 20 years and I realize, and I look at things that I would have loved to do, but I can't do them because the time has passed. But they say that the next best time to plant a tree is now. So the young people, if you know you are 15 and above, you have what it takes to contribute to our society. So in terms of conservation of our environment, our young people need to know that when you look at a Kavera, a polythene bag, That's a disaster to our environment. Don't allow it. When you see someone littering a bottle, plastic bottle, please pick it. Challenge that person and say, man, and even tell them what you've done is wrong. I want to assure you, if we all happen to contribute in terms of fighting the polythene bags, the plastic bottles, and all these other things, then we shall contribute. The young people need to tell our parents that we need these wetlands. And there is a way we can use these wetlands without destroying them. Yeah. Because people tend to think that we only have the wetlands to cultivate our food. But farming shouldn't only be seen in a form of only putting food on the table.
Okay.
We must have also developed a financial sense. We must participate in commercial agriculture. I'll give an example. I got an opportunity and visited Sebei sub-region to be exact, Queen district, where you would see hills and hills of gardens of Irish potatoes. The Irish potato is okay, but it's not nice like the one in Kabale. Ours is more sweet and tasty. But theirs, compared to the Kabale Irish from the wetland, those ones can actually compete for the market because they can even store their Irish for some time, waiting for the prices to increase. But if you have cultivated your Irish in the wetland, you cannot keep it for a week.
Yeah, it will rot.
It will rot. So now, are we going to produce things that we cannot use to negotiate the prices? And for any business person who cannot have tactics of negotiating prices, automatically you're working for nothing. So it's high time our people need to know that much as we are running away from the hills, much as we are saying that we don't have land, we need to devise means on how we can use our little land, our small land, to harvest high yields. For example, if you've been doing the I can call it casual farming, where you just get the seed, put it in the soil, and wait for the seed to grow, then maybe weed a bit. That's not enough. You need to understand that if I have a small land, prepare the soils properly, apply manure, do what is required, use approved, recommended pesticides, and get a better seed. Maybe somehow, I can get, instead of investing 10 million to get in turn 20 million, how can I use 500 and I get 4 million? That's the best way to handle and understand that if we are to change the way we do things, we must take that lead so that we protect these ecosystems. And these ecosystems, once they are protected, they will give us normal rainfalls, normal sunlight, not to experience a prolonged dry spell. And we put some of our seeds in the garden and they dry, or abnormal rains come and flush off our gardens. So practically, our people need to understand that everything has a purpose. And all these ecosystems contribute to stability of our environment. And the young people must know that for them to enjoy their future, they need a Uganda with a better and a world that has an environment, a clear and proper environment.
Okay. Yeah, so aside from environment, then now we need you to tell us about the important how youth can actively participate in the fight against corruption, that is way forward politics.
You see, what I can ably say is that when it comes to to corruption and politics, at times I can say many people have made these two things inseparable.
Yeah.
They think being in politics is being in politics, then you cannot fail to be corrupt. People think that for one to be in politics must be a liar, and you find people confidently telling you, all politicians lie. But I really want to differ a bit. There are some politicians who don't lie, who will practically who try,
Yeah.
and they have even managed to continue winning because they have created their brand as people who don't lie. And there are those ones who know that outright to become a politician, you must lie. And even the electorate themselves, they make politicians lie.
Yeah.
So it is all round. So, but in terms of corruption, unfortunately, we are experiencing times whereby elections have been commercialized. So every politician, most of the politicians who are in big offices, they will steal whatever is there because they know their own comeback comes with money. So it is easy to steal and save for elections because they have nothing to tell people. So, but the young people have a duty to say we can create our own leaders.
Okay.
Just imagine if all the young people in Kabale were registered voters and they said we are electing our own young person who is going to be accountable to us. It is possible. But if a millionaire comes, the first people to buy are the young people. So now, they mind about the 5K, the 10K, the 2K, because remember, it resonates with what I had said. It can afford to put data for a day. So the young people are going to vote for data and say, oh, since I have my data, then I can vote the one who has given me data. But this person is stealing the money that would even contribute. Oh, a person who should even be, you need a person who has the capacity to say, for us as Kabale, we are going to have green packs for young people, and where council is going to put free data.
Okay.
So that these young people, instead of struggling
and stealing,
the young girls being used by young men, by men and men with money, they know that, yes, we can go at the mayor's garden, we can go to the green park, at the golf course, we can go where, at least these places, I can go with my laptop, do my coursework, do my research, get my information using my phone without having money for data. Okay. So the young people need to understand that they have a duty to demand services. But you do demand services if you vote for proper leaders.
Okay.
You know that this so-and-so is youth friendly, he can relate with young people properly, and then at the end of the day, vote that person whom they will check. And within 5 years, 5 years is not a long, it's not a long time. It's a short time. Within 5 years, then they'll say, oh, this did a disservice.
Yeah.
And once people get to know that the young people can wake up and say, we want a leader who is going to speak and work for us, then the young people will change that. They will change the narrative. But unfortunately, the young people don't want to participate. That's with something I started with, participation. They don't want to participate. You will just be shocked and you find that many young people are not voters. Especially those who study from far, they will have registered from somewhere, knowing that they come from Kabale. So if you cannot determine who is going to be your leader, then it is even very hard to demand services and also to ask for accountability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on the side of politics, as we are finishing up, it's not news to anyone that you are contesting as a leader. So as we finish up, I'd like you to tell the audience what makes you unique, and if someone is to make the choice, why they should vote you as you to be the leader.
Thank you very much. Now that I'm talking to the voters, I would like to concentrate and look in this direction.
Yeah.
So, number one, Alini Sam is, I can ably say, is a tested leader. I have managed to be a youth chairman for Kabale district, and for the young people who were in my time of leadership, the youth leaders from the 25 sub-counties of Kabale then that had Kabale, Rwanda and Ruchiga, can ably say that Sam is a straightforward leader, and a leader who is not self-centered. I want to assure you that if there are many things that have happened in Kabale, if I was a selfish leader, I would practically say that a lot of things would have not been the way they've been. So Alini Sam is this young man. I'm not a youth, but I'm a young man because I'm past the age of 35. So Alini Sam comes with experience of being a district youth leader and serving in Central Division for the last 9 years. In the last 9 years, I know how local government operates. I know the experience. I know how the division works, and I know how the municipality works. For example, I will be contesting for Kabale Municipality mayorship. The difference between a division and a municipality, the division is a day-to-day manager of council business. And the municipality is meant for policy formulation and ensuring that policies created within the municipality or the policies made at the national level work very well for the people within the municipality. I have seen a number of policies that the municipality has made in the last 10 years, and some of them have really taken Kabale back to the dogs. For example, in an urban setting, all policies that you make must be in line of promoting and supporting the business community. Because with the business community, it's where you get revenue, it's where your people build and expand their businesses. So it's not all about collecting revenue. It's also about helping the people to expand their businesses so that from retail to wholesale, from wholesale to production. It's not that the Kabale cannot afford to do factories, but how are we empowering our people from small business to medium and bigger businesses, then into production? For example, I have seen whereby we have a public university, which is a big resource for Kabale, but we have district leaders who have refused to give them land because they feel that the university should first utilize the existing land they have. But that is that's a thinking that is ancient. For example, a university will need a development master plan. You will need a development master plan when you have land. You get? So with the development master plan, that's when you can attract funding. That's when you can attract grants. So, but if we still have leaders who still think like you can even utilize a small space to develop, then automatically we are losing the point. On the same issue in terms of policy, you have a business, a central business district, which is Central Division. I will use an example of this Garage Street Market. You have a mayor who wake up and say, all the garage people, leave this place, go to Mwanjari, you get?
Yeah.
But you leave the market there. And in terms of understanding the problem, you have to know that the Garage Street people were the leading consumers of this market.
Yeah.
So by shifting the garage people, then you must also think, what alternative are you giving to these market people, the market vendors?
Yeah.
Short of that, you will create a crisis, and exactly what is happening in that market. Number two, government is building for you a bigger market. You had 800 vendors. Government is building for you a market that can accommodate 2,000 people. Then upon starting to construct the market, you relocate vendors, 500 at the police barracks, then 200 to Mwanjali, and then maybe 100 failed to go to Mwanjali or to police, moved here and there. After completion, you mismanage the reallocation of vendors.
Yeah.
And you realize that you, instead of taking all the vendors, including those whom you took to the police barracks and the ones in Mwanjali, to go and fill up the market, now you divide the force.
Yeah.
Disintegrating vendors affects business. And I want to assure you, if you can go and one day and interview the people in the market, they will tell you they are struggling, and some people are even changing businesses. Some people are running. You find that the people who are there in the market, when it was open, you will find that some people have changed arms from one vendor to another, to another, to another, because they feel it's not working. So any policy, any resolution of council that you make must be must be for the interest of the people who are in business.
Okay.
Once you mismanage business, then you have mismanaged revenue correction, you have mismanaged a number of things, and you have even practically made people fail to do business.
Okay.
So for some Alini to come, we are trying to say that we are coming to ensure that whatever we do is in the interest of Kabale growing. For example, if Kabale University is not given land, they will go to Kanungu, they will go to Rukunjiri and invest there. And what will you have done to Kabale? You have denied us money. Because the whole entire investment that will be taken to Rukunjiri, that is money thrown in Rukunjiri and denied the people of Kabale to benefit from that money.
Yeah.
For example, I would just imagine, like the former cemetery, if that land, if you know that the district has failed to give Kabale University land, and you're a mayor here, and you have a council here, why not give that land to Kabale University? Because what will you have done? You will have attracted money directly from a proper and factual source. So for us who are saying that we are coming, we are saying that we must utilize all the given opportunities, not to look at things for short term. We are saying we are coming to involve and engage all the people of Kabale to know that for Kabale to grow, we must attract many people in Kabale.
Okay.
Short of that, we shall just remain like this. We see a building coming and we think we are growing, when in actual sense, we are not growing. If our people are building all these structures, the ground floor, there are businesses there, but upper floors, who is staying there?
No one.
You need people. So at the end of the day, as we come in, for us, we are saying our main focus will be on doing things that attract many people in Kabale.
Okay.
Because it means many people in Kabale, you will raise numbers of consumers, you will raise your revenue base, and then at the end of the day, you serve your people, our people will grow, and Kabale will never be the same again.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I think you've heard the man himself. So when it's time to make a choice, make the choice that will profit you and that will help you. So remember, shout out to White House in Kabale, the best place you could have for your food or a place to sleep or a meeting, which is called a place to be because it really is. White House is home to many of us. Shout out to Derrick Collections, the fashion icon for any kind of garment that you want to put on your body. They have the best of the best. Shout out to Mark Shots for being behind the scenes. Remember, if you have any event, don't forget to visit them. And a special shout out to Shigezi Teens Magazine, for they are the owners of this show. A special shout out to them. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to Shigezi Teens Magazine. Like, follow, share, and comment on everything. For whatever you need, any guest that you need, we are here to listen to you and understand and get them for you. So till next time, we hope for the best. And remember, your voice matters. And we have been told how we can make our voices matter if you've listened carefully. So till next time, all the best and wish you the best.